Artemis Racing, Road to Bermuda in association with Ulis Nadan.
America's Cup is one of the world's most prestigious and historic races of all times, where the best and most talented sailors are pitted against each other in extreme flying catamarans that reach speeds up to 50 knots. And now, Swedish Artemis Racing has just one goal: to seize history's oldest sporting trophy, the Old Mug. On board Artemis Racing is a total of 5 Olympic gold medalists in an international crew of sailors from Sweden, Denmark, England, and Australia.
Behind every America's Cup team is a strong business leader. Software mogul Larry Ellison, for example, is the owner of Oracle Team USA. SoftBank CEO Masayoshi Son is the principal of Team Japan, and Swedish Artemis Racing is no exception. The man behind the project is Torbjörn Törnqvist, owner of commodities trading company Gunvor and a keen sailor. Here in Sardinia, Torbjörn was skippering Artemis Racing at the RC44s.
Kappsegling, det är någonting som kom väldigt sent i livet, så att min seglingsbakgrund, det är som många andra svenskar en helg, en sommar i Stockholms skärgård och kryssa mellan öarna, först med vänner och sen senare med familj och barn. Och jag tycker den aspekten av segling är någonting väldigt, väldigt speciellt. Nu är det inte så mycket av det, utan nu har det ju blivit kappsegling. Som sagt, det kom väldigt sent i livet.
Torbjörn Törnqvist was born in Solna in the early 50s, where he grew up with a younger brother and his mother, Gunvor. After studying economics at the Stockholm University, he ended up in the oil industry. And in 1997, he started the oil trading company Gunvor Group, named after his mother who passed away a few years earlier. The company is currently the largest in the world on Russian oil export, with an annual turnover of $88 billion. Despite this, Torbjörn Törnqvist is still unknown to many in Sweden.
Men jag har väl inte något större behov att framstå i media. Jag har väl varit ganska okänd just för att jag inte har agerar i Sverige i de kanske traditionella affärskretsarna och så. Det har väl blivit lite mer de sista åren. Men jag är väl en vanlig kille från förorterna till Stockholm som växte upp där och valde att arbeta internationellt, så jag har inte bott i Sverige de sista åren. Så att, jag söker inte det ljuset, men å andra sidan döljer mig inte heller.
3, 2, 1 and tacking.
Probably the first thing you notice with him is how humble he is. He is very much on the same level as whichever group he's in. We go out and we eat at the same dinner tables, we go to the same debriefs. He gets soaking wet with the rest of us and grabs a beer after racing, and that really sums him up more than anything else.
350 again.
När du träffar Torbjörn så märker du att det finns ett sån stark passion för seglingen. Hur kan vi lyckas med det här för att kunna vinna America's Cup? Och han vill ju verkligen vinna America's Cup, det är helt klart. Och den glädje och den energisprutan och de tankarna han har kring satsningen tror jag påverkar oss på ett väldigt positivt sätt.
Jag menar, det är ju om man är intresserad av segling som jag är, så är ju America's Cup det förnämsta, det finaste, det största. Och det krävs mer att vinna America's Cup än någon annan seglingstävling. Det är aspekter som design, de bästa seglarna och framförallt kanske de största och de mest extrema båtarna sett gentemot sin tid som har tävlat om det här. Och få ha möjligheten att utmana på ett bra sätt och samtidigt få representera Sverige. För alla seglare måste det vara en dröm.
Torbjörn Törnqvist was one of the strongest advocates of the rule changes that the America's Cup did recently in order to reduce costs and thereby allow more teams to participate. At the same time, he is convinced that the development that the sailing as a sport and the America's Cup made with fast-flying catamarans is correct.
Jag tror att seglingen har slutligen kanske tagit ett steg in i samtiden. Det är väl ingen hemlighet att seglingen har väl som sådan, som sport, stagnerat och kanske inte lockat en yngre generation. Det här med att båtarna flyger över vattnet i höga farter, det är har ju nu attraherat många unga seglare. Och de här stjärnorna som vi har på de olika båtarna har ju den bakgrunden i 49ers och Moss Sailing som är otroligt populärt. Och det tror jag är nyttigt. Seglingen har helt enkelt anpassat sig. De tekniska möjligheterna finns där att segla i 50 knop istället för 8 knop.
In professional yachting, like football for example, the team is made up in a large part by international stars. Artemis Racing has many successful sailors and Olympic gold medalists from several countries. But Torbjörn Törnqvist says that this time it is important that there is a clear Swedishness to the entire venture. Artemis Racing is becoming a Swedish affair.
Ärlighetens namn ska jag väl säga att förra gången vi gjorde satsningen så kände jag att det var inte tillräckligt svenskt. Och det är någonting som jag kände, det måste vi rätta till. Det här måste kännas som svenskt och vi rekryterar svenska seglare och svenska medlemmar i teamet hela tiden. Så att vi kommer bibehålla det och arbeta mycket med svenskheten här.
And from what was previously only a dream, he now believes that this Swedish team has a good chance of winning sailing's most prestigious competition and the sporting world's oldest trophy.
Nu ska man ju vara försiktig om att tala om att vinna och inte vinna. Det är flera team som kan göra det. Men vad jag kan säga är att den här kampanjen är minst lika på samma klass som Oracles och kanske en eller två av de andra teamen. Så att ingredienserna finns definitivt där. Och det finns ingen anledning varför vi inte skulle vara med och slåss om America's Cup denna gång. Det tror jag kan säga. Men att vinna, det är ytterligare ett steg.
Alongside the main America's Cup objective driving Artemis Racing, there are several sailing projects running, including a youth initiative where promising talents get the chance to train and compete with America's Cup sailors. Here in Sardinia, these lucky youngsters have the chance to sail alongside Freddie Loof and Paul Goodison on board Artemis Racing's youth boat in the RC44 Cup.
I think it's important to our owner, Torbjörn, to put something back into the sport within his home country, but I also think it's important for us as a team to be nurturing new talent. The boats that we sail now in the America's Cup are very fast, they're very reaction-based, and you've seen over the last 5 years the average age of the sailor, sadly for me, come down quite fast. And it's important that we have that next group of talent coming through the whole time.
They are some of Sweden's most promising talents. And thanks to Artemis Racing's unique youth initiative, they had the chance to try professional sailing in a big team. Sailing is all about routine and experience, and the young sailors are here to see and learn. and what is better than to learn from the best?
Det är väldigt coolt att bara vara nära dem och kunna segla med dem. För när man har växt upp så har ju det varit ens idoler lite grann. Det här är ju chansen liksom att få jobba med ens passion och det man tycker mest om i livet.
Man försöker ju suga ut dem så mycket information som man bara kan. Och ibland så är det till och med så att man kan lära dem något från egna erfarenheter.
It's great to see the energy that the young guys have. They're really alert, they're really motivated, they're super keen to learn and to put 100% effort in. It's really enjoyable to be on the boat and to be part of it. It feels really rewarding.
There's always that enthusiasm that comes with someone who's doing something for the first time, and that's refreshing for us. Sometimes as guys who've been around too long, we take for granted the great life and the opportunity we have to do the sport we love as a living. So it's a good reminder for us and just fun to hang out with the guys.
The sailors of the Artemis Racing youth team, thanks to their talent and hard work, got a chance and opportunity that most others can only dream about. The chance to train and compete at sailing's top level. An experience in itself and also an incentive to train and invest even harder. And the goals for these young sailors are self-evident.
Det är ju absolut ett av mina största mål, America's Cup. Och jag hade nog inte kanske valt att göra just det här om det inte vore för att Artemis faktiskt satsar på America's Cup. Och just att det är ett svenskt team dessutom också då, gör att det blir, att man vill det ännu mer.
Stora, riktiga America's Cupen är ju någonting man vill checka av på sin bucketlist lite grann. Att det är en av de stora grejerna som man verkligen vill göra.
And if Artemis Racing don't win the America's Cup in 2017, well, then there is already a new generation ready to take on the hunt for the world's oldest sporting trophy, the Old Mug.
Den ska tillbaka till Europa och definitivt så ska den hem till Sverige. Och jag tänker göra allt jag kan för att kunna vara med och göra det.
Artemis Racing, Road to Bermuda in association with Ulis Nardin. Artemis Racing, Road to Bermuda in association with Ulis Nardin.
Whether sailing the RC44s or the America's Cup boats, safety is always key priority for Artemis Racing. Since the team's tragic accident where Andrew Simpson lost his life, the risks associated with the flying catamarans are all too real. And improving the safety of the sailors has been key priority to this edition of the America's Cup.
This is more dangerous than the old style of racing. It's not cruising around in a monohull. You're going up to 90 kilometers an hour at times. And you're in water. Frankly, when you have a car crash, you come away with a bruise or you're knocked out and you wake up. In water, it's a lot harder because of the potential to drown. All we can do is try and mitigate those risks. So we do that through a lot of safety training. We do that through having very, very good first response boats, proper athletes who will be underneath you, shoving air in your mouth. But none of us go out on the water in any way naive to the fact that this is a dangerous activity.
Our goal is that if the boat capsizes, if there's an accident, within 90 seconds maximum, if the boat is inverted, we need to be able to get the guy out from under the water. So we should be able, from where we're having the rip to the boat, we're on the boat like 10 seconds later. I can be in the water in 15 seconds after the capsize. We have a searching pattern with 1 or 2 divers, and we should be able to get the guy out in 60 seconds or something like that. That's our goal.
Through the inside there, we're a bit deeper and then... Yeah.
Julien Cresson was a sailor on board Artemis in 2013 and on board the boat when the accident occurred. Today, he is one of 2 of Artemis Racing's team members who work full-time on developing the safety and preparing sailors for all possible scenarios. Although they always are equipped with an oxygen tank, they must also learn to deal with pressured emergency situations. And everyone on the team must continually undergo safety training exercises that strive as far as possible to emulate real-world situations.
So today it's just going to be a very, very basic one again, just to get back into the water.
This safety drill we'll be doing, it's going to be very basic. So I want them to do something very comfortable so when they come out of it, they have confidence in themselves. Because if you break the confidence, then if a real thing happens, they're not confident. So I want them to always stay in this just comfort zone. Push them a little bit, but not over the top.
Okay guys, hold on. So when you get to the bottom, land on your knee.
I think the key is just to stay calm, and then hopefully if there is an incident, you can have the mind frame to say, I'm okay, I've got my air here. A few breaths, now let's find where the edge of the boat is.
Between the both boats, there's an air pocket, actually you can pop out.
I train the guy now to be body rescuer as well. So if something happens, I want them to look after themselves, self-rescue, but pretty quickly to get into a phase of rescuing, like in an avalanche. You try to, the first head that's going to come over, it's your body that you were skiing with. And same for us, the first people that are on the scene, they're the people that are sailing. And that's what I did into 2013, is that straight away I was under the water trying to find the person, but then it was so dark and all that, so it'd be terrible if we were ignoring the safety, because it means that we forgot what happened, and it's our responsibility to just always remember that that's a priority, and just for respect for Bart.
Obviously our sport's woken up through losing our dear friend Andrew to the dangers of these boats. He's such a loved man within the sport who will never be forgotten, and because of that, we've woken up to it very, very fast. You know, it took Formula One a few years, and I hope very dearly that we got onto it straight away.
We're back in Sardinia, where Artemis Racing's boat with Torbjörn Törnqvist as skipper went off to a great start in the RC44 Cup. For the youth team, the first day was a bit tougher.
RC44 är ju en one design class som har funnits, jag vet inte, 7-8 år kanske. Vi har 12 båtar på startlinjen här. Det är de bästa professionella seglarna i världen som är på plats. Och samtidigt då som det är en owner, så det är inte de proffsen får inte styra båten, utan du har en ägare som går in och styr båten. Båtarna seglas på ett väldigt hög nivå och det är väldigt spännande segling.
The first day of the RC44 Cup was devoted to the match racing, and the young team who sailed here, with amongst others Fredrik Löv, could unfortunately not get the points to add up. There were actually 5 straight losses. Artemis Racing's second boat with Torbjörn Törnqvist at the helm was better. 4 wins was enough to advance the team to second place in the match racing. The rest of the week was dedicated to the fleet racing. Torbjörn Törnqvist's boat had a couple of good races and was 7th overall. The Artemis Racing youth team improved throughout the week, finally finishing in 11th place. Above all, it was a learning week for the young sailors, who we will surely hear more about in the future.
Ja, det var en tuff vecka. Vi hade en trög start, men vi seglade bättre och bättre under veckans gång. Och man ser att killarna, och inte minst jag själv, utvecklas positivt. Så vi är faktiskt nöjda med resultatet.
Artemis Racing, Road to Bermuda, in association with Ulis Nadan.